Let me start this video by saying I am being sincere. I genuinely want to know. I am making this video so I can gain an understanding. So no one can question black women. No one can correct black women. No one can offer information and advice to black women. Nobody.
Okay, my turn to ask a very sincere question. Who isn't questioning black women? Who isn't out here correcting black women? I sincerely want to know. Or maybe it's just my unique experience of being questioned and corrected every single day, every step of the way by every single demographic. And I'm serious about this being a genuine question. Is this a unique experience to me, or does everybody tell us how to wear our hair, how to present ourselves, how to talk, how to act, how to live our everyday lives, what we should want, what we should think, why we should think it, how we should be punished, why we should want to be punished for things that we're not sorry for, why we should feel sorry? Who isn't correcting, questioning, advising black women? Who's not doing that? Now, one thing about black women that I absolutely love, and I'm saying black women, but to be honest, I don't even know that it's a majority of us that do this, but it's enough clearly to be pissing everybody off. But some of us are going to offer speed bumps. We're going to make everybody slow down when it comes to approaching us on some bullshit. And people who lack intention, they hate speed bumps. They hate it. They just want to move at 100 miles per hour at all times. Now, I think everybody has been in a position where someone has asked for advice, and then when you give it to them, they do not receive it very well. But one thing that the advice giver needs to always understand is that it is an honor for somebody to ask you in the first place. But it does not mean that being in a position to be able to give someone advice or correct someone or question someone is not a servant's position, which means that the person that you are giving this gift to, if we're being real, it's supposed to be a gift, isn't it? It's supposed to be something nice you're doing for them. They can say no. They can say no, no, thank you. They do not owe it to you to receive your advice. So anytime you open your mouth, you open your heart, you open your legs, you open your anything to give someone something, even if they asked for it, they can say no. They can say no. And that is something that I am so proud that black women are able to teach everyone every day. So to answer your question, everyone can attempt to correct black women, as they've been doing for a long time, but black women do not have to receive that correction. So there wasn't a lot of confusion around what I said yesterday, but there was a little bit of confusion. So I'm going to use this woman's video to further my point.
So the answer to her question is you should be able to encourage other black women, impart knowledge to them, right? Speak to them on a multitude of things without the first immediate response being, fuck you, bitch, you's a hater, you don't even know what the fuck it's like. That's why nobody don't want you. You's an old, ugly bitch any motherfucking way. Because that's the fucking answers. And that's the fucking problem, right? So I understand your point, but your point has nothing to do with what she is asking.
Now, what I said in the video, I answered the question directly. To answer your question, everyone can attempt to correct black women, as they've been doing for a long time, but black women do not have to receive that correction. No one is stopping you from going into the streets and correcting every black woman that you see. No one is stopping you. Continue, go with God. You've been doing it anyway. Everyone's been doing it anyway. You cannot control another person's reaction to that questioning. You can't. That is outside of the realm of your jurisdiction. So if you go up to someone with the most positive intentions in the world, you are ready to be the change you want to see by telling someone else how to live their life or what to do, even if you're right, even if they asked you, you do not have the right, and I'm gonna hold your hand while I say this part, to control their reaction. And I know this is hard for a lot of control freaks in the world. I know that this is a difficult thing to accept, but you can't control other people. You just can't. That is free will. That's the first number one law of the universe. Even in the spiritual realm, it doesn't work that way. So yeah, I don't know how much more clear I can make it, You can go into the streets and tell everybody what they need to do and how they need to do it. You can community, if that's what you want to call it. But another aspect of community is that if you're not being well received, that's your problem, not the other person's. Make yourself more palatable, go where you are more well received, or get comfortable with people not liking everything that you have to say. I do it every day. Okay, so real quick, the gaslighting is top tier when it comes to Black women because the objective is to get Black women to outsource our intuition. Your intuition is God or the universe or your highest self or whatever you want to call it, whatever makes you feel comfortable. Source energy. It's that thing that tells you go this way, not that way. And then when you find out if you went that way, there was a car accident there or something. Your intuition is God energy. It sees all, it knows all, and it has your back. And Black women are the closest thing to the physical representation of that energy, which is creator energy. It's source energy. We look like source energy if source energy had a look. The first human beings looked like us. Had this hair, had dark skin. So while I'm sitting here talking to you, looking like a person, a conquered people, speaking a colonizer language, I am looking like the immortality of the universe. And even though the people who are existing and doing all the questioning, who can correct Black women, even though those people think that they're looking at you and you're Keisha that live on, South Street, within their DNA and the most primal parts of who they are, their spiritual existence that supersedes anything in this physical realm, they are seeing source energy when they look at you. And the most terrifying thing for that person who is seeing you, Black woman, is that you'll see it too. This is not to say that we are perfect. We are far from perfect. Nobody is perfect. Thank God. Because perfection does not exist, and seeking it is seeking death. However, within your imperfections, within the things that you get wrong, within the things that you don't receive that perhaps you should have received, there is grace on the other side. You do not have to be punished and live in hell forever for every mistake that you've made. You do not owe everyone in the world to have them reaching inside of your brain. I saw somebody put that in my comment section. I just thought it was such a beautiful way to say, you don't need everybody reaching inside of your brain and rearranging it to the way that they would do things. You should never, ever, 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 ever outsource your intuition, Black woman. Because if you are outsourcing your intuition, you are forsaking your God or your universe or your highest self or your whatever. So anyway, it is top tier gaslighting. There is a conspiracy against Black women to get us to outsource our intuition. Don't, be very scrutinizing of the kind of information that you allow others to give to you. Don't be receptive to everything and everyone. Continue to have a filter for what you're willing to receive. And never, for the love of all things good and holy, never lose confidence in yourself.